Sasank and all of you,
Yes.
look at the whiteboard
Yes.
and try to understand the Paul's model. Paul's model, uh, which describe the mechanism of regulation in the eukaryotes. And you know that this histone protein acts as the non-specific suppressor of the gene expression in eukaryotes, whereas the non-histone protein, histone proteins act as the de-repressor, whereas histone protein act as the repressor. The histone protein which remain associated with the DNA acts as the non-specific repressor of the eukaryotic gene expression. On the other hand, non-histone proteins non-histone proteins act as the de-repressor, and it forms the complex with the histone protein, and it which in turn helps in the removal of the histone protein from the part of the DNA which is to be transcribed. And these non-histone protein play a very important role according to this model in the expression of the genes. Okay, so now let us look at the whiteboard and try to understand. I am going to describe the model proposed by the Pauls to explain the mechanism of the eukaryotic gene, mechanism of the regulation of the eukaryotic gene expression. Look at the whiteboard and try to understand. This is the whiteboard, the diagram. This is the model given, the Pauls model. Look at this is the Pauls model, which was given in 1971. And this strands, this DNA is a double helical structure. You look here, which has been shown here, and these red lines show the histone protein associated with the DNA. So you know that this histone proteins remains in association with the DNA, okay? And and until and unless the histone proteins are removed from the part of the DNA which is to be transcribed, the transcription cannot take place. So the non-histone protein, which has been abbreviated here as NHC, non-histone chromosomal protein, and this non-histone chromosomal protein in this model has been shown with the black ink here to make you understand. So this is the non-histone protein. Non-histone protein has been shown here, non-histone protein, and this is the histone protein. What happens? This non-histone protein gets associated with this histone protein. When this non-histone protein comes in contact with the DNA, this non-histone protein forms a complex with the histone protein, and as a result of the formation of the complex between the non-histone and histone protein, the histone protein gets removed from the removed from the part of the DNA. And look here, this is the complex non-histone protein and histone protein. Non-histone protein and histone protein complex has been formed, and this part of the this part of the DNA has become free of the histone protein. Look here, histone protein is present here. Histone protein is also present here, but the part of the DNA which is to be transcribed has become free of the histone protein, because and the histone protein removed from associated from this part gets associated with this non-histone protein and forms a complex. The part of the DNA has become free, and look here, this free part is transcribed. This is the non-transcribing strand, and this is a transcribing strand. And you all know that a transcription proceeds in the 5'3' direction, and in eukaryote there is formation of hnRNA, which is finally converted into mRNA. So this is a very simple model as proposed by the Pauls, and according to the Pauls model, the non-histone protein plays a very important role, and non-histone protein acts as de-repressor, whereas histone protein act as the suppressor. So when a particular part of the DNA is to be transcribed, then non-histone protein comes in contact with the part of that part of the DNA, and it forms the complex with the histone protein, which in turn helps in the removal of the histone protein from that part of the DNA which is to be transcribed. And the dissociated histone protein forms a complex with this non-histone protein, and the part of the DNA from where this histone protein has been removed undergoes transcription to form hnRNA, which in turn is converted into processed into the mRNA. So this is a very simple model of the simple model given for the given to explain the mechanisms of the eukaryotic regulation of gene expression as proposed by the Pauls and co-workers. in 1971. So this is all about the Paul's model, and I think that it has become clear to you. Is there any problem? Is there any problem, Sasank, Milind? This is very simple. There are two very important points here. You should always keep in mind that the histone protein act as the suppressor. Histone protein act as the general or non-specific suppressor of the gene expression, whereas the non-histone protein act as the derepressor. Derepressor and non-histone protein facilitate the transcription of the part of the DNA by removing the histone protein, whereas the histone protein prevents the expression of the part of the DNA because it remains associated with the histone, remains associated with the DNA, and that part of the DNA and that part of the DNA which remains associated with the histone protein can never undergo the transcription. The of the histone protein will be required for the process of transcription of a particular part of the DNA which is to be transcribed. And in this process, non-histone protein plays a very important role in removing the histone protein from the part of the DNA which is to be transcribed. This is in accordance with the Paul's model. And that's all. Take care. This lecture has come to an end.